I'm going to start with, I've said this to Christian already, but this is one of my favorite films of the year. You guys are so good in this. The movie is so good. I think I'm going to start with the most important question up front, which is, Sandra, what is the proper viewing order of a double feature between The Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall?
I'm not going to answer this. I don't know. You can't watch them because it's too long in a row. Go on separate days. That's all I can say. I'm embarrassed. I don't know.
I won't pressure you guys. I won't
Thank
pressure
you.
But listen, I am curious. You never know when you're making something what the reaction is going to be from audiences and from critics. So for both of you, what actually has it been like, the reception to this film, the winning awards, and being the United Kingdom's entry for the Academy Awards?
I think we are not doing or making art for awards, but the reception is. I'm really lucky that Jonathan's vision works, and this is really great. And if you are recognized for your work, for all of our work, the whole team working on this movie and so on, and this makes me really happy, and it's helpful. Hopefully, that many people watch this movie. And we said that it's a movie for everyone. It's an important, for me. Sometimes it's hard to say that, but it's an important movie now in these difficult political times, and all these things are happening now. Are very helpful that people recognize this movie exists, and hopefully watching this movie.
They're not helpful. The boys are not. I don't agree. But the reception so far, well, it didn't start. It didn't open in Germany yet. I think that's going to be interesting. What's going on there? Because I think the experience that you have as someone who actually speaks the language that you hear in the film is different from people who just hear it as a noise, who don't understand the language, even if there's subtitles. So I think, that's going to be interesting. But so far, people are mostly very emotional when they talk to us. And I'm very grateful that we could connect with them and have an impact on their way of thinking or even on their lives.
One of the unique things about this film is the way you actually shot it, and the way Jonathan allowed you to do these long takes with hidden cameras, and it's not the norm on most movies. Can you both talk about that aspect of the filmmaking for this film?
I think I really like to do this in this way, observing thing. It was a luxury situation because when we came to the set, everything was prepared. There were no technical interruptions, and we had all the time in the world. And sometimes there was someone who's yelling cut. Sometimes there were no one who yelling cut, and then we were surprised. Okay, it's continuous. Sometimes we don't know it's still rolling or recording and everything's is important now, or what's going on. That sometimes we were nervous or unsure what we are doing here, but it's a great situation because we were more searching than shooting. Sometimes I had the feeling so because, for example, we had the dinner scene and 1.5 hour improvisations, and the improvisations are not in the movie, small parts of it, but it was helpful because both of us said to Jonathan, we are not authors, we cannot improvise in a historical context, but sometimes the improvisation or the time helps you to getting better into a situation. And I think that was really helpful, to have no technical interruptions all the time in the world. Use your impulse. Sometimes you have the impulse, now I'm starting with the scene, with the line, or surprising, my colleague that I'm starting now, or sometimes not knowing what's going on, it's great to start zero. We all start from point zero and then figuring out what's going on. And sometimes we failed, sometimes it was not good, but it was not, yeah, I think that was a great experience, a luxury experience for me.
It's really unique, this technique, and I hope more people are going to use it depending on the story they want to tell, obviously. But it makes it so easy for actors to be in that place in one way. And the other way, of course, the pressure is high because the surveillance does something to you. You cannot hide anywhere. You cannot, there's no place where you can put your actual feelings or something. You have to be in this situation all the time, at the same time be with your partner all the time, which is a great thing. So we would never like lose the tension when the camera would turn around like they normally do. So everybody's in this together at the same time, and that is a great experience in a way. And also there's so much space to, I don't know, to experience the presence of even something else or people who have lived there before or whatever. So there was a lot of time and space to think about the actual situation that you are in, not only filming wise, but also in the place as a person. And it requires obviously a lot of trust towards the filmmaker, the director, and everybody involved, because they see everything and they can use everything you do. You can not hide your mistakes, or when you kind of drop out of something, or you have a laughing flash in between because of nerves, or when you start crying, which the characters probably wouldn't do. You couldn't even go to the pantry, like to the, where they store their food to hide, there was no place. And to be kind of, how do you say, gefangen,
Prison?
Yeah, imprisoned in a way like that, to be stuck in this situation has an enormous impact on the acting and the experience.
Yeah, I can't imagine as an actor not having essentially downtime. You can't shut it off. You're in character at all times. Yeah. It's almost doing method. You're essentially method.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but maybe if you say so. Yeah.
I'm just, but I am curious. So you see the shooting schedule, and I'm curious if you had what was a scene or sequence that you had circled in the script or on the shooting schedule, either because you were very nervous to film it or you were very excited to film it?
That's a good question. For me, I was afraid of this last scene in the movie when Rudolf is throwing up, and because that was a personal fear, because the last time I throw up was 25 years ago. And then you said method acting. We both have a theater background, and all of what we are doing is acting in a way. So it's sometimes technically, or sometimes we connect ourselves with characters, or sometimes not. But it's method acting means sometimes the dream to do a documentary thing, or the realness. But I think our work is to create a realness you can believe. And sometimes here, Jonathan was searching for that we not act in a traditional way, that we are being in the situation. And this scene, I was really afraid of this scene, because I know he wants that I'm throwing real, but then we decided to change this thing, and it's more a battle between body and soul. And it was a tough shoot, but I was afraid of this shoot. And some of the scenes, I was curious. I was thinking, oh, that could be fun in a way, or I was curious to do this. For example, the scene horseback riding or something, to be in the nature and to know that there will be the same camera system, 10 cameras in an area of 2 kilometers hidden, and you are alone with your film son alone horseback riding in different tempes, and that was really it's wrong. it's right, but it's but that was really, it reminds me on my first movie. There is a scene in the White Ribbon in a carrier scene,
Mm-hmm.
and we were alone in the nature,
Carriage.
only in the carriage, alone with my colleague, and this is really it's really great to work in this. So, but yeah, the subject matter sometimes. I was yeah. What was you?
No, I didn't circle a scene that I found particularly hard or that I was afraid of. No.
I'm
I have to make it quick. It took so long.
I'm basically out of time, but I just want to ask real fast. Is there, as an actor, you're always looking for your next role. And I am curious, how much does it play when you're being asked to play a Nazi? Does that factor into your decision making as to whether or not you want to take this role? Or is it sort of like, well, this script is really good? You know what I mean? Like, how much do you think about that as an actor?
We both think about it differently, I think. To me, it's an obstacle to go towards a project. It's something that I don't want to be necessarily involved with.
Yes, and I hope my next Nazi will be in 10 years or very later. Or maybe I'm stuck in this time because I had a lot of projects, but different characters in different subject matters. But for me, the most important thing is the vision of the director. And there is many things are important. Yes, the script, what he's or she's thinking about, and this is the most important thing. And if this is a new Nazi role or fascism, I don't know, but I had an offer to doing another Nazi movie, and I said immediately
so
no.
when you even say it.
Yeah, that's so strange because sometimes I don't understand the fantasy, or because this project is, I want to give these. Yes, it's a Nazi, but for me, I want to give him a human face. For me, all the characters I play are human beings, and this is the most. And if I'm thinking, okay, this vision is right, or this is great, or this could be a great opportunity for me, yeah, but yeah, Nazis, I've done with Nazis.
Yeah.